Today, let's talk about a personal topic. You should be an authentic person. In my hometown, there is a kind of dominant cultural value. When interacting with others, people don't care much about wealth or status, but value character above all. The highest compliment we give someone is to say they are solid and genuine. If we judge a person as quite genuine, it means they are trustworthy, dependable, and someone to whom you can entrust important matters. On the flip side, if a person is not genuine, then interactions with them are reduced to mere formalities or superficial pleasantries. The word genuine isn't as popular in other regions. But I believe that, with the rise of social media, the world is becoming more like a massive familiar society, where genuineness is increasingly valuable. Or to use a more formal term, authenticity. In English, the word authenticity more precisely captures this idea. Whether in daily conduct or formal settings, you want to be an authentic person. Especially in situations where you need to attract attention. Like if you're a content creator or podcaster, you must be authentic for your audience to even give you a few seconds of attention. So what exactly is authenticity, and how do you become an authentic person? Psychologists define authenticity as your behavior and words genuinely reflecting your values and identity. First and foremost, this means you are not a hypocrite. A hypocrite is someone who constantly flaunts a set of moral values but doesn't actually follow them. Clearly, an authentic person wouldn't behave like that. But authenticity goes beyond simply not being a hypocrite. Authenticity requires that what you say and do isn't a performance. It must be something you truly believe. For example, imagine you're invited to speak at a conference about environmental protection. If you're not particularly interested in environmental issues, but decide to talk at length about the benefits and necessity of going green just to align with the event's theme, then despite saying all the right things, you're still being inauthentic. Because you don't genuinely believe in what you're saying. You're just putting on a show. Alex Wood, a psychologist known for his work in positive psychology, proposed that authenticity can be evaluated through 3 dimensions. 1. Do you truly know yourself? You need to have clear and stable preferences. What you like and dislike. So that your thoughts and feelings are real and consistent. 2. Do your actions and words in daily life reflect those genuine feelings and thoughts, without playing a double game? 3. Are you resistant to external influence? You don't change your behavior just to fit in or please others. If you're naturally introverted, there's no need to pretend to be outgoing and force conversations. Being introverted is fine. Pretending is a greater offense. Why be authentic? Because the biggest benefit of authenticity is that it feels good. You act in accordance with who you truly are. Everything you do flows naturally from within. You feel at home wherever you go. Authentic people are confident, grounded, and mentally healthy. Countless studies have shown that people feel happiest when they're in an authentic state, regardless of region or cultural background. This is a universal truth. Even what you post on social media contributes to your happiness more, when it's a genuine expression. So don't post fake, pretentious content. Only authentic self-expression brings real joy. Maybe others won't like what you share, or agree with your opinions. But you do, and that's what matters. Life needs a sense of ease. Be kind to yourself. Start by being authentic. Because we like being our authentic selves, we naturally prefer authentic people. Only when others are genuine can we feel safe enough to be genuine ourselves. Authenticity lowers our guard and creates comfort. This is especially true in intimate relationships, family, romantic partners, or close friends. The most lasting relationships are those where people feel comfortable. With authenticity, you can communicate deeply, speak your worries and dissatisfaction openly, and address problems together. Authenticity is the foundation of trust. Even among strangers, it holds true. Studies have found that people are naturally drawn to authentic content creators online. We've talked before about how teenagers are experts at detecting insincerity. Being upfront about marketing intentions is fine. But pretending to be objective while secretly trying to sell something is instantly off-putting. People see through it and feel manipulated. That might explain why live streamers from northeast China are so popular. The region was historically a place of migration. People were not bound by extended family networks, so communities became more direct and bold. This required people to be better at judging sincerity. As a result, authenticity was rewarded, and genuine personalities thrived. But remember, authenticity doesn't mean saying or doing whatever you want. That's impulsiveness, not sincerity. So how do you balance being authentic without being reckless? Let's say your friend says something really stupid. You genuinely want to tell them how foolish it sounded. But if you blurt it out, it's just being rude. That's not authenticity. It's lack of self-control. You need to think things through like a reasoning model. Use your system 2 thinking. Wanting to point out their error is authentic. But so is wanting to protect your friend's feelings. If you hold both of these genuine thoughts in mind, you can find a better solution. So maybe you gently, tactfully help them see the flaw in their thinking and offer insight. You helped them grow without hurting their pride. And you remained authentic the whole time. The point is, your mind is a multi-party parliament. When faced with something, multiple thoughts and impulses arise. And they're all authentic. Choosing the most appropriate one to act on is the mark of civility. And doesn't make you less genuine. So perhaps authenticity doesn't mean, just be yourself. Because you don't have a fixed self. You're a complex being with layers of personality, and you can't be defined by a single label. You might ask, if you can engage in thoughtful reasoning before acting, what's the difference between that and putting on a facade? Aren't you filtering yourself, just like manipulators do? The difference lies in the reasoning process. An authentic decision is one where, even if you laid out your entire thought process for others to see, they might feel a little awkward, but they'd ultimately understand. And even appreciate your choice. In contrast, manipulative reasoning can't withstand scrutiny. As long as the thoughts are truly yours, they're authentic. The challenge is, you often have many to choose from. This brings us to an interesting insight. Authenticity is tied to how consistent your choices are and what outcomes your actions produce. It's easy to express yourself bluntly. Just say what's on your mind. But that can offend people. It's also easy to avoid offending. Just conform to social norms, act polite around the boss, be courteous with coworkers. But expressing yourself honestly while not offending others? That's hard. Imagine a company meeting. Your manager proposes a new project plan. Everyone applauds. But you, an expert, realize the plan is completely flawed. What do? Bluntly saying it's nonsense won't work. Praising it like everyone else feels fake. So you find a method. Maybe you start by acknowledging the plan's forward-thinking intent, its only merit, then express concerns. I've seen some data that might not align with the assumptions behind this plan. Can I share them with you later? And so on. Every word you say is authentic. But coming up with the right words is hard work. Another example. Your usual fashion style is bold and flashy, drawing attention everywhere. But today is your best friend's wedding, and the theme is traditional and solemn. What do you wear? Sticking to your flashy look would upstage the bride. Dressing conservatively doesn't feel like you. Maybe you wear something understated at a glance but with a subtle, personal touch. Like a creative accessory. Your friend will see it and think, that's totally you. But thank you for not stealing the spotlight. Pulling this off takes skill. So authenticity isn't just an attitude. It's a capability. Clearly, being authentic isn't easy. It's a form of cultivation. Most people can't pull it off. High-level authenticity requires a few qualities. First, a stable inner core. You don't want to be someone who changes faces with every situation. You don't want to constantly switch roles. To feel comfortable everywhere, you need consistent identity and values. Pick a few core principles and stick with them. For example, you might live by respect for others, or never sacrificing your bottom line for profit. If you consistently uphold these values, others will have stable expectations of you, which fosters trust and collaboration, and makes authenticity easier. Second, you need reverence for the world. If you genuinely care about others, your first instinct won't be conflict. It'll be respect and cooperation. If your automatic response is to consider others, they will feel your authenticity. You also need communication skills. Like how to resolve conflicts, negotiate win-wins, or express disagreement respectfully. These are intellectual and emotional skills that require practice. And perhaps most importantly, you need courage. Authenticity often means risking offense, inviting conflict, or facing failure. That's the price of being true to yourself. But the good news is, showing vulnerability and imperfection often earns you more respect. Imperfection is part of being real. So now we understand. If everyone values authenticity, why are there still so many inauthentic people in the world? It's not that they don't want to be authentic. It's that they don't know how. That's it for today's content. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
If you feel there is value in this, please like, subscribe to this channel, and leave your thoughts or suggestions in the comments section. Let's grow together and read more good books.